Congratulations. You either got the job or you got that raise. But before you get your new paycheck, even before it hits your account, here's exactly what you need to set up. 2 minutes today saves you months of lifestyle creep later. Trust me. Here's the thing about new income. The habits that you build in that first month are the habits that you stick with. People who set up a system before the new money starts flowing in actually keep that money. And people who tell themselves, oh, I'll figure it out later once things settle, almost never circle back. Then you find that extra money that you just knew that you had, it starts to quietly disappear into nicer everything, nicer upgrades, nicer luxuries. And then you see 6 months later, there's actually no change or nothing to show for that extra income. Quick recap if you're new here. I use 4 accounts, one for bills, spending, savings, and buffer. I broke down the full system in detail last week. Links below if you want the complete walkthrough. But today is all about the changes when your income itself changes. First, do the percentage just scale up automatically or do they change? Mostly they scale the same. 50% bill, 20% savings, 20% spending, 10% buffer. That still applies. But there's one adjustment worth making. If your bills didn't go up, same rent, same utilities, same subscriptions, then the difference between the old and new 50% needs to be delegated to something different. Think about it like zero budgeting. You want to make every dollar count. And if you don't need the extra towards your bills, then that extra can go towards something meaningful so that it just doesn't disappear by default. So you got to decide what purpose that difference will serve and where to allocate it to. Second, you don't want to just overhaul everything the moment that new paycheck lands. It is fine to phase in the adjustment over your first 2 or 3 paychecks so that you're able to see the real numbers that hit your account versus guessing in advance. Third is the raise trap. This is the big one because the extra income from a raise is the easiest money in your financial life to lose without noticing because it never had a home to begin with. It didn't used to exist in your budget, so if you don't assign a job to it immediately, it will get absorbed into slightly more spending everywhere, more subscriptions, more takeout, more small upgrades. And you genuinely won't be able to point out where it went. Here's exactly what to do the day your new money is confirmed. Not the day it arrives, but the day you know the number. First, recalculate your actual dollar amounts for each of the 4 accounts based on the new number, even if you're phasing in transfer changes. 2, update the automation. This is the step people skip because it feels like a small chore, and it's actually why the raise trap happens. If the transfer amounts don't change, the extra money just sits in your main account and gets spent. We definitely don't want that. 2, explicitly decide where any extra money goes. Not, I'll see how it feels. An actual decision. Is that more into savings? A bigger buffer? This is the one step that turns a raise into real progress instead of invisible spending. And 4, set a reminder to revisit this in 30 days. Not to overhaul it again, just to check that the new numbers actually hold. So new income doesn't mean a new system. It means the same system deliberately recalculated with the extra money assigned a job before lifestyle creep assigns it for you. One account we haven't really dug into yet is buffer. I said 10%, but how big should that actually get before it's enough? That's next week. How big your buffer account should actually be and how to know when to stop adding to it. And if you haven't seen the full 4-account breakdown yet, that link is below. Start there if you're setting this up for the first time. And if this was useful, stay tuned. New video every week.